everyone. I have Lina here with me. Lina is head of quality of Doodle, and she's going to be speaking about heroes, so no more heroes. Yes, I'm curious to hear about that. Please, Lina, the stage is yours.
Thank you. So I never liked hero stories. I'm not the Marvel fan, and I always thought that we should solve the issues collectively rather than have a hero who comes and saves everything. So that's why today I'm talking about no more heroes and why I think that's the secret of high-performing teams. So my name is Lina Zubite. I am the head of quality at Doodle. You can find me on Twitter as Bagilina, and I do write quite a bit on qualitybit.tech. Let's start with a little story. The story's title is The Flat Line of Death. That's a term that one of my colleagues said, and I feel like we can really find examples where we could relate to this. So let's meet our first character, Bob. Bob just recently joined this huge e-commerce website. It has millions of users, it's extremely exciting, and Bob is ready for the first on-call during the night. He makes himself a cup of coffee, opens dashboards on his 2 or 3 screens, maybe 3, and just checks the dashboards and waits if anything would happen. Colleagues said, nothing should happen, so it should be a calm night. When he was on the 3rd cup of coffee at around 2 a.m., Bob realized that one of the graphs started looking weird. The CPU curve was going up and up. Bob's blood started boiling. What's happening? What on earth is going on? And then, after a while, he realized that the CPU reached the flat line of death, 100%. The website went down exactly when there was a peak traffic from the US market on this amazing sale. Bob was sitting there and he has no clue what took place. He checks all the deployments. Apparently, there was one during the day, but he has no clue what took place there. How can he fix it? Do not despair here, though. There's someone he can call. At 3 a.m., Bob takes his phone with shaky hands. Bob calls the hero, the one that knows everything, that can save any issue the company faces, Hector. And Hector, as usual, saved the day. Within 10 minutes, the fix was out in production, the website went back up, everyone was happy. The company in the following weeks praised Hector for once again saving the company, for this amazing, heroic act of waking up at 3 a.m. and actually fixing issues. However, once I think about it, is that actually a good sign for a company? I think that hero culture is actually showing a dysfunction. I think hero culture is no good for anyone. When I shared my talk title, one person commented, software development is not a one-man show, it's a team effort. I think it's not just software development, it's any area we're working in. And when we think about the situation, let's look at Hector, the hero. There could be one side of Hector that loves the power, loves the attention and the praise, but it could be that Hector just wants to help and they just want to be nice to everyone, and that actually they may burn out eventually because they cannot take a vacation, they cannot sleep at 3 a.m. because they get a call and they need to work. On the other hand, if we think about Bob, our first character, they also may not feel the best because they may start wondering if they ever are going to have the same level of knowledge. Will they be able to fix it in the future? Because now they couldn't, and they may feel a little bit demotivated actually in the company. So I am actually a question asker, and I say that QAs are question askers. So I really like to dig deep into the root causes of things happening. And there is a technique called Phywise. And I'd like to apply it here to this hero culture and try to understand the actual root cause. Phywise is a very cool technique. I'll again mention it in a little toolbox I'll give in this presentation towards the end. So let's try to analyze the situation. So why did Bob act the way he did? First of all, Bob did not know the cause of the problem, could not fix it alone, so had to call Hector. Why? Well, only Hector had the knowledge on the system. And this is where a lot of companies would press pause and would be happy with the answer. Because isn't that clear? Only Hector knew the answer, that's it. And then we move on. However, when we ask more and more whys, we go to the actual root cause, not just the first one that we may accept, but we learn some things that maybe are not that comfortable or good to know. So why only Hector had the knowledge on the system? Company has knowledge islands. Others are not aware how to fix things. This is juicy. We're getting to something quite interesting. And why is that? Well, there's no time to mentor others and collaborate. Oof. Okay. Why is there no time? Because the team is putting down fires all around, acting reactive rather than proactive. That's a very common story for a lot of companies. I'm sure every one of you have seen this happening, that sometimes we just need to stop a little bit, reflect why this problem is in general taking place, instead of just putting a band-aid on the wound that keeps reappearing. Maybe first we should think, why is this wound there to begin with? So the Phywise can help us go to a little bit deeper root cause of the problem. And I feel like this hero culture can show a big dysfunction in the company. And here's a very big question to you. Can your team function without you? I want you to think, what if you showed up every day to work thinking that your goal is to enable others to work without you? Oof, crazy, right? Because we, as humans, we want to be needed, loved, wanted. And here to think vice versa, that I want to actually enable my team, that I can just go away. That's such a mind shift, right? But I always say that QAs actually have a mission to make themselves obsolete. If the team is building an amazing high quality product, maybe we move on to another team. But yet I'm still to find this team that would manage to do that. So we all are growing a lot. So there's never actually a time as well that sharing knowledge and learning from each other, we wouldn't be also needed. So it's sort of a difficult concept to understand, but it's very useful. We keep on growing. We always are learning from each other. So if we just try to enable others, we're not losing anything. We're just giving something extra for others and making ourselves as well able to take a vacation. So what is the one word that we could describe building high-performing teams and the culture of hero culture instead? Collaboration. It's such an easy word. It's the concept we keep on talking about, but it's so much harder to do than to say that we are doing it. Because real collaboration is uncomfortable. Real collaboration is showing your vulnerability to someone else. It's showing that you don't know something. It's not an act. It's not saying that, oh, I'm an expert in this. It's actually working together. So what are some of the tips that I could give to go to this road towards high performance? First of all, question everything. If you have a question and you have like an urge or intuition, likely it's correct. A technique that can help here is the Phywise technique that we spoke about already. So find an actual root cause. Put people and their growth first. When we do that, we can really learn from each other. And one of the ways to do that could be to make a skills matrix where you basically write down what each person knows, be it a tool, be it domain knowledge, and then we will find what are the blind spots of our knowledge. Maybe I know thing A, you know thing B, I have no clue about thing B. We could learn from each other. We could grow each other and to actually support the team to be equipped for any kind of situation. And have learning days. And so in Doodle, actually this year, we have 3 learning days, and I'm extremely excited and amazed that we're going to have 12 from the next year. 12 learning days per year where you can just do a training or go to a conference and grow your skill set. That's amazing. So we definitely want to grow more. Then focus on defect prevention, not only detection. For years, I was a QA who detects issues. And the big shift for me was to understand that we have to look earlier. We have to prevent issues, that bugs are just symptoms. And the actual cause of them, that is what's interesting. And experiments. Experiments are great in theory, but in real life, they're also uncomfortable. A few experiments I wanted to share with you. At Doodle, we do bug bashes. They tend to be quite popular. So bug bash is a session where all the company is invited to test a product. And despite your role, doesn't matter. That's great if you're very different and you have different way you use a product. So that's a great way to work together and collaborate. And the one thing that I love and I would love Doodle to grow into doing is regular disaster game days to learn how to deal with failure. Disaster game day is basically a time box day where you imagine if everything went astray, everything went the worst possible way, and you try to recover the system. And usually you will get stuck very early on, but you will find issues and you fix them. Then next time you do disaster game day, you come back and you fix more. And you always write the run book so anyone could do it. And in these ways, you could also rotate people on tasks. It's comfortable and easy to be an expert in a topic. Sometimes it's also faster because you know this developer is great at this component. Let's give this task to them. But that's not where the team is growing. So we need to get uncomfortable. We need to rotate people and grow them. And this is extremely useful, but it's slower in the short term, but much faster in the long term. So if there was one message I wanted to leave you with, it's this. Instead of creating a culture of heroes who save the day, build teams that work together closely to prevent the day from needing the saving altogether. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Lina. That was, you're a storyteller. You did so, you just told the story so well. And so it made so much sense why heroes are actually pretty bad for the team. Really great. I'm going to check if we have any questions. No, we don't. But thank you so much. That was great. I think everyone got really inspired today. Have a nice afternoon.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.